Two major nuclear powers are on the brink of war as India launches deadly airstrikes on Pakistan.
Yes, the Indian Defence Ministry. OK, the Indian Defence Ministry was carrying out Operation Sindoor in response to 26 tourists being killed in a terrorist attack last month in Kashmir.
Well, reacting to the events, the United States President Donald Trump says it's a shame.
I guess people knew something was going to happen based on a little bit of the past. They've been fighting for a long time. You know, they've been fighting for many, many decades and centuries, actually, if you really think about it. No, I just hope it ends very quickly.
Well, I suppose he's not wrong there, Tom.
Well, I mean, it was the
It's been going on for a long time, hasn't it?
Not centuries. It's the same country centuries ago.
Well, joining us now is our Home Security Editor, Mark White, to bring us up to date on all this. Mark, it's not looking good, is it? What exactly has happened in the last, say, 24 hours?
No, it's not looking good. And Donald Trump is right. It has been going on for centuries. When India, of course, was a whole country, you had ethnic and religious divisions that fought out on the streets of that country regularly. And that's why, of course, we got partition devised by the British back in 1947. And a lot of what the current fighting and terrorist attacks relate to is that troubled area of Kashmir, which both India and Pakistan claim. They've never been able to come to any kind of resolution over this. That's why you have that sort of border, that control line with Indo-controlled Kashmir on one side, Pakistan-administered Kashmir on the other side. But this relates, of course, to a terrorist attack in Indian-controlled Kashmir back on the 22nd of April, in which 26 people were murdered. An absolutely horrific attack in a tourist spot in that part of Kashmir. The Indians say that they have evidence that points to Pakistan's involvement, that Pakistan is effectively using proxy groups, terrorist groups, to strike at Indian interests, something, of course, that Pakistan denies. They were, though, expecting this missile strike, this retaliatory strike from India, and it came significantly last night, about 1 a.m. Pakistan time, with 9 separate sites that India described as being sites of terrorist infrastructure. Incidentally, not just in Kashmir itself, but in Pakistan proper, in the border region around Kashmir of Pakistan, a number of sites struck, again, which India claims were linked to terrorist training camps and other infrastructure. Pakistan responded immediately with very sustained artillery fire over that control line into Indian-controlled Kashmir. We're getting reports now of 15 Indian civilians, according to the Indian government, who have been killed and more than 30 others injured. On the Pakistan side, well, they've said 26 people were killed in the strikes last night, with around 50 injured. And the real concern about this, of course, because these are two nuclear-powered states, is that if this really deteriorates into something very serious, then it could be very serious for the wider region and indeed the wider world. Incidentally, we've had a post on the X social media account by the former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak himself, of course, a British national of Indian descent. He'd never been able to say this while he was still Prime Minister, but he said no nation should have to accept terrorist attacks being launched against it from land controlled by another country. India is justified in striking terrorist infrastructure. There can be no impunity for terrorists. That the view there of the former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Those currently in office at the moment are reaching out to India and Pakistan, trying to look for a mediated way out of this. The Foreign Secretary David Lammy calling for calmer heads and talks now to try to de-escalate the situation.
And concerns here in Britain, potentially, that this could lead to tensions on our streets. We've seen it before, haven't we? Could a war in Kashmir be very visible here in Britain?
Well, listen, you know, it's certainly a real potential concern because we've often seen tensions, issues on the subcontinent that have played out on British streets. You remember back to 2022 and the riots that took place in Leicester that then spread a week or two later down to Birmingham, and that followed a cricket match that took place between India and Pakistan in which India won. But of course there are deeper tensions than that, and as I say, those tensions are never far from the surface, depending on what is playing out back in you know, in the motherland of India, Pakistan, or wherever.
Yeah, I think there may well be protests at least outside India's embassy here in London.
But Mark, we're seeing from India now that they're saying if there is a retaliatory Pakistan strike, which is what we're all anticipating, there will be further retaliatory Indian strikes on Pakistan, another tit for tat for tit for tat. I mean, this is the sort of
behaviour, action, yeah.
Well, escalation, that's the word, that the world does not want to see.
It's always the real risk here when a nation decides whether it feels it's justified or not to launch an attack on another soil. Of course, Pakistan, there is no doubt it's not going to be limited to just the artillery fire and small arms fire we saw over the control line overnight. There will be a response. Now, it will be weighed up clearly in Delhi in terms of whether this is of significant magnitude that it requires a response that's even greater than the response that we saw last night. And if that happens, we're in a very worrying space.
Well, Mark White, thank you very much indeed for bringing us the latest on that one. Home Security Editor, of course. Well,
at GB News, we believe in the power of free speech. We're not afraid to ask the tough questions, challenge the status quo, and give you a voice. While others silence dissent, we champion the truth. By becoming a GB News member, you're not just supporting free speech, you're defending it. Please consider supporting us today. Together, we'll hold the powerful to account and make sure that your voice is always heard. Simply go to gbnews.com/support and stand with us for what matters most.
Good afternoon, Britain.
Good afternoon, Britain.
Weekdays from midday, we bring you the most compelling stories from across the United Kingdom.
And why it matters to you. From your doorstep to our inbox.
That's right, we want to hear from you. Good afternoon, Britain. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.